Good morning, Hope Church. It's good to be with you again today. It's been a challenging time this week looking at some of the news headlines. The American presidency is in a massive crisis. It seems that social media and large conglomerate digital companies are trying to remove free speech from their platforms. The pandemic continues. There seems to be a polarization in the masses, and it's all rather disturbing. I don't know how you view the news, but it could be quite disturbing. Now, if it wasn't true, if it wasn't happening right now, I would be tempted to think that this would be a good plot for a movie. But what do we do as believers? Well, rather than engaging in debate or becoming partisan to one view or the other, we look to our Lord in heaven. We look to Jesus Christ. I'm reading a book at the moment from David Pawson, and it's on the Bible book Revelation. And I have to say it's a great read. If you haven't read it, I would encourage you to read it. But David reminds us that these difficulties must come. He reminds us also that behind the scenes, God is at work. God is never surprised. God is never put on a back foot. In fact, God is still in charge. Even though we sometimes don't perceive it in the moment, we know that Revelation shows us God working behind the scenes. And I have to say that gives me great confidence. I wake up with confidence in the morning because my confidence is in God. My confidence is not in science, it's not in our politicians, it's not in the people. My confidence is in God. He will get us through. He will lead us through. He is an amazing creator God. In Psalm 2, we have a similar perspective. It says this: "Why do the nations rage and the people plot in vain? The kings of the earth set themselves and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed, saying, let us burst their bonds apart and cast away their cords from us. He who sits in the heavens laughs. The Lord holds them in derision. Then he will speak to them in his wrath and terrify them in his fury, saying, as for me, I have set my king in Zion, my holy hill." And we're also reminded that the earth belongs to God. It doesn't belong to us as humans, it belongs to God. In 1 Corinthians we read, "For the earth is the Lord's and everything in it." Finally, we recall the words of Jesus Christ himself. In John 16 and verse 33, he says, "In the world you will have much trouble, but take heart, I have overcome the world." So today we can take heart. In fact, every single day we can take heart because we know that Christ has overcome. We know that God is working behind the scenes. Even though we don't see it or perceive it, God is at work. And I want to encourage you with those thoughts this morning. Remember that Jesus is with you. Jesus will sustain you. Jesus will supply your need, and Jesus will carry you through. Just make sure you're fixing your eyes on him. God bless you. Have a really great day.